Hi, everybody, and welcome to Kesey's World. Today, I will be reviewing A Quiet Place Part 2. So, let's get into it. So, the plot goes following the events at home, the Abbott family now face the terrors of the outside world. Forced to venture into the unknown, they realize the creatures that they hunt by sound are not the only threats lurking beyond the sand path. Starring Emily Blunt, Jim from The Office, two kids and a baby. So let's get into it. Quiet Place Part 2 picks up like right where Part 1 left off, right after Jim gets killed. In the movie, his character's name is Lee. So it kind of does a flashback to day one when the creatures came, and you see them at a baseball game. You come into contact with one of their neighbors, Emmett, who is the I forget his real name, but he's like usually the bad guy in all the movies. So this time he got a chance to not be a complete asshole in this movie. And then you also get a appearance from is it Digimon Hansu? I can't pronounce his name, but Kimora Lee Simmons, baby daddy, ex-husband. He is featured in here as a man on the island. So with this movie, I'm gonna give it like a hard 2.5 to 3 stars. It wasn't that good to me. And you would think in part 2 you would learn a little bit more about the creatures, but you don't, and they barely make a appearance. And here's what I mean. We really don't know how many of these creatures it is, because you only really see one or two of them at a time. And I'm not gonna give too many spoilers, but uh, you don't really see the creatures and you don't really learn anything else about them. So, like I said, you're taken back to day one when they first get here to Earth. So, the whole family is at a baseball game and they see like what looks like a comet or meteor coming from the sky. And boom, everyone leaves. A few minutes later, the creatures are attacking everybody. Right off the bat, all you see is just the creatures popping out of nowhere, taking people down. You don't really see them eating anyone or like killing without purpose is basically what I'm getting at. Like there was no point as to why they kill. Is it like how do they get food? Why are they here? You're still left with so many questions after part 2, and I think they're just going to keep this franchise going because there's so many places you can go with it, yet it's like you can't really put it into a horror franchise or genre because it's not scary. It's classified as horror, but I didn't jump not one time. There was nothing scary about this movie. And it kind of to me lacks a thick plot or a plot at all. Um, in the plot, it says that they venture into the unknown and they realize that the creatures aren't the only threats lurking beyond the sand path. So you think there's going to be more juiciness there, but really the threat that's lurking beyond the path is only in the movie for about a minute and a half, maybe two. So there was so much more I think they could have did there and expanded upon that they didn't. So that's why I'm gonna have to give this movie 2.5 stars, and hopefully part 3, which I do think they're going to make a part 3 will be better and have more explanations for the creatures and why they hate sound so much and why they're here. And how many of them is it? Because I only seen like 2 or 3 the whole movie. So that has been my review of A Quiet Place Part 2. It was kind of dull, boring, not scary, and yeah, not really worth the watch to me. But I will be with you next week with another review, and hopefully that movie is better.